I need to tell you something that's going to sound completely insane. I'm 19 years old. I still live at home. My mom still makes me dinner sometimes. My dad still asks me if I've done my homework. And last year, I made $142,000 completely by myself. No trust fund, no rich parents, no handouts. No, my uncle gave me a business. None of that. And here's the wildest part. My parents still don't fully know. Not because I'm hiding something bad, but because every time I try to explain it, my dad just looks at me and says, "Beta, that's not a real job." And honestly, I used to believe him. Let me paint you a picture of what my life looked like 2 years ago. I was sitting in class, half listening to a teacher talk about something I genuinely did not care about. And in my head, I kept thinking there has to be another way. Not because I was lazy, not because I didn't want to work, but because I could see things happening online that nobody around me was talking about. Kids my age, younger than me, making real money. Not influencer money where you need 10 million followers. Real, consistent, every single month money. And I remember thinking, if they can do it, why can't I? That question changed everything for me. Here's the thing, nobody in my family told me, and nobody in school told me either. We live in a time where the internet is the single greatest wealth-building tool ever created, and most people are using it to watch cat videos. I started paying attention to what actually makes money online, not just content creation in some vague motivational way. I mean, I started studying it like a subject. I watched how channels grew. I studied which videos popped off and why. I looked at patterns. I took notes. I'm not going to pretend I figured it all out immediately. I didn't. I had failed attempts. I had months where I made literally nothing. I had moments where I almost quit and just told myself, maybe dad's right. Maybe I should just get a part-time job at a restaurant. But I kept going. And then one day, something clicked. I found a lane, a niche, something specific that I understood, that had a real audience, and that wasn't completely oversaturated. I'm not going to say exactly what it is in this video because I want to dedicate a whole separate video to breaking that down step by step. But what I will tell you is this, it wasn't complicated. It wasn't some genius idea that only I could have thought of. In fact, when I look back at it now, the idea was so simple that it almost embarrasses me that it took me so long to find it. The difference wasn't the idea. The difference was execution. I started posting consistently, every single day if I could, even when the videos got 10 views, even when nobody was commenting, even when I felt stupid talking into a camera by myself in my room at midnight. Because here's something I learned the hard way. Consistency before confidence, not confidence before consistency. Everyone thinks you wait until you feel ready. You don't. You do the reps until the proof shows up, and then the confidence follows. Okay, let's talk numbers, because I know that's why most of you clicked. My total for 2025 came out to just over $142,000. And before you ask, no, it didn't come from one thing. That's actually one of the biggest lessons I can give you right now. The money came from multiple streams, all built around the same type of work I was already doing. Think of it like this. You build one engine, and then you attach multiple wheels to it. My lowest earning month was rough. I made around $3,800 that month. I remember feeling genuinely panicked. I was thinking, is this over? Did the algorithm just decide to hate me? But I didn't stop. I doubled down. I analyzed what went wrong. I adjusted. And my highest month, I crossed $18,000 in a single month. Let that sink in. $18,000 in 1 month at 19 years old while being a full-time student. When that number showed up in my dashboard, I sat there for probably 5 full minutes just staring at my screen. I didn't tell anyone. I just sat there because who was I going to tell? My parents didn't believe in what I was doing. My friends would have thought I was lying, so I just sat with it quietly. And that's a weird feeling, by the way. Winning alone is a strange kind of lonely, but it also makes you realize something. You don't need anyone's validation to build something real. I want to talk about the parent thing for a second because I think a lot of you relate to this more than you might admit. My parents grew up in a world where success had a very specific shape. You go to school, you get a degree, you get a stable job, you work for 40 years, you retire. That's the plan, and that plan worked for them. I'm not disrespecting that, I get it, but that plan was built for a world that doesn't fully exist anymore. The internet changed the rules, and nobody updated the playbook for people our age. So when I tell my dad what I do, he hears playing on the internet. He doesn't hear building a business. He doesn't hear creating multiple income streams. He doesn't hear financial freedom at 19. He just hears, that's not a real job. And maybe one day I'll sit him down and show him the numbers. Maybe that day is coming soon. But for now, I keep building, quietly, consistently, every single day. So if you're watching this and you feel like nobody around you believes in what you're doing online, I see you. If you feel like you're working in secret because you're scared of being judged, I've been there. If you feel like the people closest to you just don't get it, they probably won't. Not yet. But here's what I know for sure. The work is real. The money is real. The opportunity is real. You don't need their permission to build your future. You just need to show up every single day, even when nobody's watching, even when nobody believes you, even when the numbers are embarrassing, even when you want to quit. Because the version of you that keeps going is the version that eventually has a story worth telling. I'm still writing mine, and if you're still here watching this, I think you're writing yours too. Drop a comment below and tell me, does anyone in your life know what you're building, or are you doing it quietly like me? And if this video hit different, make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to keep being honest about this journey every single step of the way. I'll see you in the next one.